Hey, how's it going? Got another interesting ladder game here for all of us, and it's someone that I haven't slapped down on the channel in a while here. We've got Straydog, the man, the myth, the legend himself here, playing as the Gurjaras in the red. He's up against Twigg, a really good player from the Dark Side clan, playing as the Khmer. Really good civs for Arabia generally, if we're just playing this out, you know, standardly, but I think we both know, if you've at least seen any of the Straydog content I've put up or seen Straydog in any other way, I think we both know this game's probably not playing out super standardly. So let's jump right into it. This is just on ladder, by the way. It's not a best of 5, just I guess I can flip it around real fast just for the sake of it. But yeah, Straydog. It's been a minute since I threw Straydog up on the channel, but still one of my favorite players, and always makes me a little bit juices me up a little bit to play Arabia whenever I watch Straydog play. So we've got a new map rotation out. I'm recording this first day of the new map rotation, and Nomad is there, so I'm not complaining, but every other map is a little rough in my opinion. So maybe I need to juice myself up for Arabia. Maybe I need to play some Arabia games. I don't know. Gurjaras is an interesting civ. Straydog does this with, I think Straydog plays random quite often, but there are a couple of civs that he does prefer over others. Huns are one of them. He started out as a Hun player, I think, way back in the day. But Gurjaras are, I think, probably his second most picked civ, I believe. Well, there's two reasons for that, and we'll see one of those reasons a little later on, but one we're seeing right here, just the slow trickle of food off of the mill is really, really good for Straydog. He always takes the hunt ASAP anyway. He always gets his boars in as soon as he can. Ideally, you're only taking one herdable anyway, at least until you hit feudal age. Everything else is hunt. So it's really, really nice to have just extra resources coming in when you're doing a super tight build like Straydog does, going up, 18 pop, if you can. It's really nice to have, even just an extra 50 food by the time you hit feudal is really nice. So I think that's one reason the Gurjaras are a popular pick here for Straydog. Some other popular picks, Koreans. Which makes sense, right? You're spending less wood on your units, and he usually follows it up with a slightly faster castle age and goes into war wagons at a certain point, if need be. Also, just the tower rush with Koreans feels good if you get to the next stage, so. Khmer, though, Twigg is mostly a standard player. Oh, excuse me if you heard that sneeze. Sorry. If I was a professional, I'd redo the entire recording, but I'm just going to let it play. Khmer, really, really strong Arabia civ, obviously. Eco is great. Not needing the extra buildings is nice. Especially against Straydog. You can usually don't really need the barracks, at least immediately. Eventually, he usually goes into stable units, but it's always just like spearmen, skirmisher opening. So if you can just go archery range first, cut out the middleman, usually feels pretty good. Twig's going to wall up around the backside, walling to the TC at the front. This does mean he's going to wall out his stone, which can sometimes be an issue against Straydog. Meanwhile, Straydog doing Straydog things. Eric's. And we're about to hit feudal age for that archery range. It always amazes me how I guess it shouldn't amaze me because this is what he does all the time that he's playing 1v1s. But his builds are so smooth. He just always has just enough res to get everything he needs, right? Always has enough wood for the range and the double bit axe as soon as he hits feudal. It's just so nice. Alright, feudal age for Twigg. And it's going to be a no, it's going to be an archer range opening as he suddenly sees Straydog coming in hot with these vills. Straydog was trying to wall these villagers into the mill. That's not going to happen, but here's the first tower and counter tower. Towering the berries, not ideal, but sometimes you just got to do it. And alright, I guess I can talk about it now. The secondary reason Straydog usually likes to pick the Gujaras, I think, I don't know, is this Camel Scout is so strong. So when you're taking fights early on in Feudal Age, sometimes having this Camel Scout instead of a regular Scout can really do good things for you. I always just lose it because my micro's not that good. Not micro, but I lose attention for a moment and I end up losing it. But Straydog has significantly better awareness than I do. And you can really get a ton of value off of this Camel Scout. Alright, Twigg's going to come out here, deletes the house foundation. He's just going to punch down the tower. We've talked about this before. Straydog does not fight for that tower. He says, fine, take it. I'm on stone behind this anyway. I want more towers anyway. If I lose the first one, not a big deal. You're not going to have a second one because your stone's on the outside of your walls. And he does see that. So he can easily put up a different tower somewhere else. Now Twigg's going to have to fight with villagers at the back. And okay. As skirmishers in defense, but this is idle time. This Camel Scout shows up again. There's no barracks, right, with the Khmer, so maybe a spearman or two would not have been amiss. Now that I said it's helpful, maybe it actually would have been nice to have those after all. House on the wood line, just in case we need to hop inside. There's a lot of armies heading our way. And here comes the second tower. This is going to deny the gold from Twigg. And that is his only gold inside the walls. The secondary's out here. Camel Scout still getting good damage. Goes down now, finally, to the TC and this villager. But more and more skirms coming out here. Surprised he's not pressuring the berries at all, but okay. Here we go, second tower coming up, and Twigg says, no, I don't want that, please and thank you. He brings the entire wood line. That's 9 villagers are now fighting this tower down, and, well, maybe Straydog's okay with this. Gonna try and save his vills for as long as possible. Vills taking damage here. For Twigg, skirmishers are in here for Straydog still. Lots of idle time. Idle eco is up to 6% for Twigg. And another thing that always amazes me when I watch Straydog do his thing is, look at this, 12-second idle TC is crazy for this pressure. And res collected, almost 700 ahead for Straydog. Despite having the villagers forward this whole time, he's even lost a villager. Still higher res collected just because of all of the idle time Twigg has had. Trying to fight this back. Skirms trying to keep the walls open. Ugh. Okay, yep, we're fine. Oh, never mind, there's another hole. Numbers are not in Twigg's favor here. Res is looking okay for Twigg, though. These Khmer farms bringing in a lot of food for him. So even though the wood economy is not great, don't really have access to gold right now, though thanks to that tower being punched down, we can take it long term. Still have not lost a villager either, which is really nice. And finally, these skirmishers are going to get cleared up. We were walled in another direction. Still not full walled, but just the more angles you can cut off, the better here, right? And we're going to get onto gold. So Castle Age may be possible soon. Meanwhile, another tower being attempted here for Straydog. That gets denied. There's already a stable up, though. So as Twigg comes out here to try and fight the villagers back, couple scouts come out. Armor is already in for these scouts. Not anything else, though. So Straydog's actually going to back up here, or pretend to. Doesn't really want to take a fight versus all the vills, so he's just trying to be annoying. I don't know why we froze there for a moment, but whenever I start up Capture Age for the first time about 30 minutes in or so, 15, 30 minutes in, decides it needs a big ol' freeze to think about things. That's fine. Sometimes I think about... Do you guys... Let me know. Do you guys ever think about programs as if... Do you think when we're not using a program, is that like being asleep? So when I boot up a program for the first time, is that like waking it up from a nap or something? I can understand that a little. Like, I would want to freeze a bit if someone woke me up from a nap and told me to show an AoE 2 game, you know? My brain freezes sometimes when I just wake up and then try to cast AoE, so I get it. Another Vill goes down here for Straydog. Castle Age is on the way for Twigg, though. Straydog is just going to continue pushing. Bloodline's coming in, Wheelbarrow. Another tower here. I guess it denies the stone, but I think mostly he's just trying to push through the walls on this side, as Twigg is now mostly full walled. Okay, the perks of not watching a game live is we don't have to wait around for these pauses. Quick walls around the villagers, so the tower will complete, though the villagers are taking damage. We might lose one, actually, now that there's an archer in the mix. Scouts are quite a bit more upgraded for Straydog, but he's fighting underneath the tower, which is not ideal. Tower goes up, though. Armor now in for Twigg. He's going to get fletching as well. Probably a good thing. And here we go now. Straydog's going to switch off of scouts, and he's going to start making camel scouts, which is really, really interesting. I'm trying to think. At the pro level, sometimes you start making some camel scouts on your way up to Castle Age, because they do upgrade automatically to regular camels when you reach Castle Age. But you don't really see players just making camel scouts in the feudal age just to have camel scouts. And I don't fully know why. I do know why, but I'm not sure if I agree with why. The why is that they cost the same amount as a regular camel, and affording a Castle Age unit in the feudal age often is difficult to do. You just don't have the eco to do that. But like I said, they're still very strong units. Now, can they match up against a knight? No, probably not. But they do a lot better than a scout does. So let's see here. Khmer Knight spam is a dangerous, dangerous thing. And for the first time this game, Straydog is going to have some pressure heading in his direction. Meanwhile, we are through the walls. It took a second tower, but that's fine. Camel scouts are coming in hot. We're trying to quick wall. Archer goes down. Villager goes down. These are fully upgraded feudal age units, so they're very beefy. Both the scouts and the camels, and Twiggs is having to take a fight with the wood line. Crossbow is in, no bodkin though. And suddenly that eco KD is not looking too hot for Twigg. It's now 8-3 in Straydog's favor, but he does lose quite a bit of army. Meanwhile, quick wall on the stone, but did not fully complete the one side, so the knights get one villager picked off there. Castle Age is clicked, but a full 2.5 minutes left to go for Straydog. Trying to defend against Castle Age army here in the Feudal Age. Ram push takes out one of the 2 towers on this side. Can we save the Ram? Yes. Beautiful. Things are not super pretty in the eco of Twigg, but it's fine. And like I said, it's not a perfect fight, but Camel Scouts can do damage against the Knights. I think they do 10 damage with all the bonus damage and everything accounted for, so per hit. That's not too bad. Crossbows are still an issue though. They'd be more of an issue with Bodkin, but we're trying to produce Knights and all kinds of other stuff with a severely disrupted eco, so I understand. We're in on the wood line. Knights forcing more villagers from Straydog back, and the eco KD might just even out here. It is now 7-8 in Straydog's favor. Making a lot of Camel Scouts. They're also pretty slow to produce in the Feudal Age. That's another reason players don't tend to go into them fully. But in another 10 seconds, Straydog will have 6 regular camels, fully upgraded with Feudal Age upgrades. Is this enough to clear this army? Probably not, but he's trying to scramble up a tower here, so it's probably worth throwing away a camel or 2 to get that up. He actually doesn't even need to. Double tower defense on this gold, probably necessary. The wood line is not looking super hot. We're switching into Shrevamsha now, so the crossbows are an issue against the camels because camels have no armor, naturally. So even if you get your armor upgrades, they still don't have that great of armor. Shrevamsha Riders are another thing entirely. I guess they still don't really have any, like, well, they have 1 pierce armor, that's fine. But the shield is what we're more concerned about here. At home? Well, there's some raids coming in. Shriram should do very well against the villagers. 9 damage is a lot of damage. They can carve through a wood line mighty quickly. And the army gets cleared up at the front for Twigg. Third TC for Twigg. Probably do not have the eco to sustain production here, but sometimes the TCs are what you need for protection anyway. Oh, man, it's so annoying. You know, there are a lot of units that trigger people. Step Lancers, Mangadai, you know, Latest. The list goes on, but man, Shrevamsha Riders are my personal least favorite unit. I do not get triggered by anything as much as I do a Shrevamsha Rider raid. It's such a pain to have to try and deal with. Eco KD now heavily in Straydog's favor. We are throwing away some military units here. The camels especially cannot really sit underneath the TCs. But probably still worthwhile. All the pressure is in Twigg's base still. That's the important thing, right? Straydog kind of has to play wide open. If anything, he plays tower defense. Does not really wall very much. So the more he can keep the pressure forward in his opponent's base, the better for him. Tower is going to go down here. A couple Shrevamsha are converted, but the extra camels Straydog has in here can kind of turn around and deal with that. 24-8 eco KD in Straydog's favor. And counting. But military units starting to swing here as we're continuing to dance underneath TCs. Even Shrevamsha Riders go down to the TCs eventually, and Twigg does have Bodkin now. Market in the back. He actually went up without the market. Wow. Couldn't be me. I am hammering that market. Whenever I try to do Straydog's strategy, I have to absolutely destroy that market to get up to Castle Age. Okay, more monks. It's a little tricky converting Shirvamsha just because of their speed. Their speed is so high and their attack is so high. Sometimes it's a little difficult to get those conversions in compared to a knight. Okay, I don't know where these two units came from. Second TC for Straydog. Now, we don't get to see it very often, as he goes for a Siege Workshop forward as well, but eventually Straydog will transition into a more standard game. It takes a while, but he will actually start adding in TCs and stuff behind eventually. Archery range. Twigg seems a little undecided what he wants to make here. He's got a Cav Archer, a Knight, converted Shirvamsha, still some crossbows hanging around. Probably don't... Why are we building another archery range here when we see full Shirvamsha, though? That I'm not sure. Unironically, pikemen would go hard here. Shirvamshas do okay against pikemen, just because they have such high attack, but I wouldn't hate having a couple floating around. But again, we have not made a barracks. Armored Elephant is going to start bulldozing through the buildings at the front. The Shirvamsha also do pretty good against buildings. No bonus damage, but this is fine. Blacksmith goes down. I still think we can't get in though, right? Monks trying to pick away at the Shirvamsha numbers over the top. Crossbow's trying to do the same, but that's slow going. It's taking 1, 2, 3 volleys from these crossbows to kill a Shirvamsha. Elephant's working away. Mangonel behind now. If Twigg eats a big shot, it'd be a disaster. If these Shirvamsha get in, he's kind of just dead, and they're in. Oh. Full Khmer crossbow against Shirvamsha Rider. I don't know. I guess you don't want to go Knight, because then the Gurjaras are invited to just go Camel, which is their best unit anyway, but... Man, that feels rough. Elephants move on to bigger and better things here. They're mowing through the town center now. And... Well... GG. I was gonna say, I'm not quite sure what else can happen here. Straydog pulls off the win. And, well, like I said, this man has made a nice little home for himself out in the middle of nowhere. Looks like he's seen some battle. He can live a nice peaceful life. We'll say, the Khmer house, it's kind of a weird one, right? This is maybe a weird thing to go to at the end of the video, but they've got this, like, super ornate banister. But then... like, the stairs are super, like, blocky and uneven and jutting out and, like, not even finished. It's very strange mismatch of things here. The windows are interesting. These just, like, they almost look like bars. Which is also a little strange, but, you know. He's made a nice little home for himself. Maybe he can live out here peacefully now, because the town center, well, there's not a lot of peace here left for Twigg. All right, just, you know, sometimes I get a little Straydog fever, and I've gotta put one of his games on. Hopefully this was enjoyable for you guys. It always is for me. I will never get tired of watching Straydog games. And like I said, they always make me wanna give them a try, so hopefully you enjoyed. Thank you all for watching. I've got another Straydog game that I want to go over, so might come out a couple days after this one, but keep a lookout, and I've got another one on the way. So thank you all. Enjoy the rest of your day or night or whatever it is wherever you guys are, and I'll see you around. All right, peace.